Is there any way for the Senate to render a fully informed verdict in this case without hearing the testimony of Bolton, Mulvaney, and the other key eyewitnesses, or without seeing the relevant documentary evidence?
The short answer to that question is no. There's no way to have a fair trial without witnesses. And when you have a witness who is as plainly relevant as John Bolton, to turn him away, to look the other way, I think is deeply at odds with being an impartial juror.
As a matter of law, does it matter if there was a quid pro quo?
But for it to be impeachable, you would have to discern that he or she made a decision solely on the basis of, as the House managers put it, corrupt motives. And it cannot be a corrupt motive if you have a mixed motive that partially involves the national interest, partially involves electoral, and does not involve personal pecuniary interest.
The President has taken the position that there should be no witnesses and no documents provided by the executive branch in response to these impeachment proceedings. Is there any precedent for this blanket refusal to cooperate? And what are the consequences if the Senate accepts this position here?
This order was categorical, it was indiscriminate, unprecedented. Its purpose was clear: to prevent Congress from doing its duty under the Constitution, to hold the President accountable for high crimes and misdemeanors.
Before Vice President Biden formally entered the 2020 presidential race in April 2019, did President Trump ever mention Joe or Hunter Biden in connection with corruption in Ukraine to former Ukrainian President Poroshenko or other Ukrainian officials, President Trump's cabinet members or top aides, or others?
I can't point to something in the record that shows President Trump at an earlier time mentioning specifically something related to Joe or Hunter Biden.